We are live, ladies and gentlemen. ASNS Tellus Networks. We have an update. But of course, the company is not gonna communicate neither Ilus Qind or ASNS because the deal did fall through. As you can see on ASNS, there has been no update from them. There's been no update from them with regards to the Qind ASNS deal canceled. Filings disclosure, there was an 8K that came out on the 10th yesterday, and yet they didn't even, no company bothered to release the PR to put it out there because yeah. So take that as you will. I feel sorry for anyone who doubled down on Ibis. That's all I'm gonna say. Because oh boy, they're not following through on anything now. Anything. The fact that they decide, you know what, let's just pretend like that AK don't exist. Let's pretend like, let's not address this deal falling through at all. I'm sure they'll address it in the future. If you guys hound them enough, maybe. Even then, I don't know if they would even, at this point, would they even bother? As previously disclosed on May 23rd, 2024, Actellis Network reported that it had entered into a binding term sheet with Qind and Ilus, provided for the potential acquisition of between 61 to 75% of the issued and outstanding shares of the target share capital. As of the date of this report, no definitive agreement with respect to the potential acquisition has been entered into by the parties, and the non-solicitation and no-shot periods provided in the term sheet have not been extended. The company invoked its right and provided the target the requisite 30-day notice of the company's intention to terminate the term sheet. Let's see I wonder what Ilus's or Qind's response is going to be to this. And what will they have to say? What will be their next excuse? That's what I wonder as well. Who was it who doubled down? I forgot his name. Buffalo Fireside Chats doubled down on Ilus. I don't know why he did that. Rather foolish. Hasn't learned it from his mistakes from 2021. But I think that guy's going to be holding a giant bag. The way things are going with Ilus and its subsidiaries, it's looking like they just can't follow through on anything. Number one. Number two, they do what they've been doing for years now. A lot of yapping, not a lot of following through. Ilus down 20%. He doubled down here at 003. So, and it's breaking down, by the way. It's breaking down, which I called. I said, like, guys, this is looking like it's breaking down. If you saw my video comparing Sybil, Ilus, and ATX, I said Ilus, as of right now, is number 3 on the list. It really has dropped from king to a pawn. I don't know why I'm using chess terms, but yeah, it has dropped from king to a pawn now. And it is heading, I could see this one going to triple zeros because it just doesn't communicate. Without communication, it's got nowhere to go but down. AITX holds its bottom at 002, 003 because of the communication. And if you guys watched that video where I compared the three, AITX, Sybil, and Ilus, look, AITX is horrible in pretty much every way possible for an OTC penny stock. Yet, it still has these run-ups. It still holds a bottom. Why? Because of the communication making the difference. So, now you guys know why I sold Ilus at a loss. I took the loss on that one. I don't know if I'm going to take the loss on ASNS because ASNS is its own thing. It gets government. Does it Qind? With respect to Qind, I don't really care about Qind. Like I don't care about Qind. With respect to Qind, I don't care about it. Why don't I care? Because look, ASNS, it's got a bottom down here. We know it loves to get government contracts. Major awards, expansion orders. Let's see what else. Army, where is it? Army? Was it the Army? Oh no, that's an offering. I swear I saw one with you know what? I'm gonna hold it for now, but I will take the loss if it breaks below 110. Then I'll just take the loss and move on. And then at that point, and at that point, I'm just not touching anything related to Ilus. I'm not touching anything related to Ilus at that point. At that point, because that's already two losses I've had to take because of Ilus. So anything associated with Ilus is automatically banned on my list. Like it's no longer going to be on my watch list. That doesn't mean I won't talk about the stock, but it's going to be banned because that's already twice that they've screwed me over because they don't follow through on things. So, and that is my fault. That is on me. But I'm still, it's still like you're banned. Like, see ya. I'm gonna go trade AITX because they follow through on things. They when Steve Reinhardt says he's gonna dilute, he follows through. When he says he's gonna reverse split, I'm sure he is gonna follow through. So that's what the communication is just everything. And you're seeing Ilus and the subsidiaries just falling at the seams. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, falling apart at the seams. So what? QND gap down. Surprise, surprise. Anyone who bought QND is getting destroyed too. Despite others stepping in here. You know what's funny is QND and Ilus are the ones that dropped, that broke down. But you look at ASNS and nothing happened to it. It's down what 2.5%. Still holding the bottom here. So that's kind of interesting to know because see, if the QIND ASNS reverse merger doesn't happen, then at that point ASNS and Ilus and QIND have nothing to do with each other. At that point they're just separate companies, and they go off their own way. We're leaving ASNS a pretty good stock that keeps getting government contracts, with more underway if I recall. So, but we'll see. We'll see if because ASNS was at 36 cents beforehand, and then it started dropping news. So, but interesting to note that Ilus has not said anything. QIND hasn't said anything. And I wonder if the Ilus Discord is hounding them at least. Like, I would imagine you would want to hound them. Like, hey, what's going on here? Why aren't you addressing this? This is... How can I believe that you're going to uplist Ilus after 4 years of yapping and nothing to come of it for Ilus? And then these subsidiaries were supposedly going to uplist this year in the first half. That didn't happen. And now they're not even uplisting in the second half, it seems. And so what's the excuse then? You're already failing as a company. You're already failing. The revenues went down as well, which I called out previously in another video. There's just a lot of issues here. So I took the loss. I'm already off of Ilus. I'm still holding ASNS for now, but I will take the loss on that one if it decides to break down as well. But again, I believe because they are separate from one another. Nick Link is not. Nick Link and Backwell, they don't have anything to do with ASNS. So it's kind of because of that I trust ASNS more. To put it that way, I mean ASNS has already communicated way more than. At this point, this is an ASNS video, but at this point, all Ilus did was introduce us to ASNS and let us know, like, hey, there's a company out there that keeps getting these government contracts. And look at that revenue growth, 372%, 81% year over year, significant orders from the U.S. Department of Aero. Look at that. Cyber-hardened network solutions to 2 German utility companies. Service contract renewal of nearly 1.5 million major North American customer. Partnerships to launch AI-powered... Like, all it did was introduce us to something superior to it, if anything. So, that's kind of funny how that works. But, oh boy, I screwed up, guys. I am so sorry. Let me zoom in for you guys. Yeah, there you go. So, look at the number of PRs that have dropped. In the past couple of months, they've dropped more PRs than Ilus the entire year. And they refuse to communicate. I don't know. You guys make what you want of it. Let me know. If you're a defender and believer of Ilus, tell me. What do you think of this? Do you think nothing of it? Do you just go, whatever? Whatever, I'm already screwed anyways. Like, I wonder what Buffalo Fireside's chat, I wonder what his opinion is on this. There's no way he's happy and smiling like, yay, it's going down. There's no way. Yeah, QND will operate as the industrial subsidiary of ASNS. That's not happening, clearly. That's not happening. But ASNS is, it's already way better than QND and Ilus anyways. We believe that the acquisition of our stake in QND by Nasdaq-listed ASNS will accelerate the growth of our industrial subsidiary, as well as Ilus itself. That's a blatant lie. They've essentially been dangling a carrot, and they decided, I guess, last minute we're not going to follow through. This is just to make people think we're going to do something, but they're not. It's possible that that's their game. I wouldn't be surprised if George Sharp might be wrong about Civil, but it could be right about Ilus. You know what I'm saying? That would be funny. That would be one hell of a Uno reverse card right there. Hey, George Sharp may be wrong about Civil, but Ilus, maybe he was right about something here. Maybe he's onto something here with Ilus being a scam. Following the completion of the transaction, our resultant stake in ASNS should significantly enhance our Ilus balance sheet and provide an improved platform for us to raise additional capital for the expansion of QND and to be complete. Yeah, so all of this is BS. All of this is nonsense. It's not happening. Our unwavering goal has been to uplist our subsidiaries and enhance the growth of our businesses, and this transaction represents a constructive first step toward reaching that important milestone. But because you didn't follow through, you're full of it. You're not uplisting anything here, and yeah, there's no growth or transaction. This is nothing. This is a whole nothing burger. They essentially lied because they didn't follow through on the deal. I don't know what excuse they're going to make. I look forward to seeing what their excuses are. Oh, we had a better deal come up. We're just not going to talk about it, and we'll let you know when the time comes. And yeah, dangle the carrot. They're full of it. They're full of it. This is why I said, like, you, like, both of the Fireside chats, you double down on this? Are you a fool? Should have doubled down on ATX at the bottom. At least that thing communicates. Asns and Qind are confident that teaming up with Atelis will open up new. Yeah, that's not happening either. New group expansion opportunities. Yeah, right. So none of this. Yep. So there you go, guys. That's your update. What do you want me to say? There's that is rest in peace. Well, I'm glad ASNS is holding. Again, probably because it has nothing to do with Nick Link or what's the other one? QND. What's the other one? There's another subsidiary here. QND. Not QND. What's the other one, guys? Can't remember the name. Samuel. Aren't they supposed to get that name changed to ERT or something? It dropped 16% as well. Isn't this supposed to get a name changed to ERT, I believe? Or what, Fire or whatever. So when is that happening, I wonder? Or are they just, is that just not going to happen? So, too many questions, very little answers because they don't communicate. So it's on you, shareholders, to call them out. Because if you don't, they're just going to keep doing this to you. They're just going to keep going, oh, look at these idiot shareholders. Let's just tell them, let's just dangle the carrot because they're so dumb. They don't even call us out on anything. And maybe George Sharp was right. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm interested in the next 10Q for this company, specifically Ilus and ASNS now. So from now on, I guess I'll be making separate videos for ASNS and one for Ilus since they're different companies being run from different people. Thank God, right? Because if they were run by a Nick Link, we would see ASNS shut the. They would just stop communicating, and the stock would go down back to 30 cents probably.